Happy New Year, everyone! It's 2025, January 1st. This video was recorded 25 hours before this, and yeah, we're not going to be in Heavenhold in this video. Actually, I made a custom patch for the game, in text form, of course, which we're going to look through, and that's basically a dream scenario of what I want to happen to this game in terms of improvements and other things. Aside from that, there's also going to be partner codes, and what we're going to do now is going to play a little game, and the first 10 people, no, 9, I have 9 codes. The first 9 people who can tell me who the best is. Like, who is the best? You're not going to type who's the best. That's the question. The answer is what you're going to give me of who is the best. And it's not as obvious as you may think. You're going to have to look for it. The first 9, indeed, will get a code. If I think we should do a deadline as well. It's Wednesday now, right? Yeah. So when Wednesday is over, when it turns into January the 2nd, it's over, and the first 9. If there's more than 9, I'm gonna give it to the first 9. If there's less, then I'm gonna just randomly raffle out or a wheel spin or whatever you call it with the rest of the codes. That's what we're gonna do. So tell me who is the best. So yeah, let's go. We will go here, and as you can see, I have updated everything myself here, so I can just type Lulleh here. So it's a fake. We're not on April 1st now. We're gonna revisit that one, by the way. See what actually happened among those things I just made up there. But yeah, so this is basically me having edited this whole page. And if I press F5 now, everything is going to be gone, so let's not do that. So let's instead look through the patch. And I just, for fun, changed the date as well to the 503. That's my number, as you know. And yeah, March 25, just for fun. And that happened to be a Tuesday, so that was quite fitting. Anyways, hero improvements. Yeah. This is just from the old thing, then this up to women, blah 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 for PvP players. Yes, Future Princess, special costume weapon. So we got that free special costume for her, but we got no weapon, which is really annoying. So that's been added now. I mean, in this parallel universe where I am the executive director, I guess you could say. Anyways, let's just pretend this is real. Vishwak and Veronica buff range, so their extra skills have been increased, so it's just going to be room wide now and hit everyone instead of the bullshit that we are right now, because it's fucking annoying, especially when you're not controlling them, so you can't just buff everyone. Like, why? Ascended Knight has gotten some buffs there. Extra skill, Lightning, the thing that you have with a Sword Knight, has been replaced by Spell Reflection. Using Spell Reflection will not reflect any projectile in the direction it came from, which could be pretty cool for PvP, not gonna lie. And then the Lightning skill has been moved for the bow instead, which makes a lot more sense to have like an extra oomph there for the range, instead of that useless little swing that they have there. And also normal attack animations has been changed from Libera, and also Libera type B. You can move freely, sort of like Tinia, without any movement slowness there. So it's just much smoother to play them, because it's so stupid right now. Like, very annoying. Aleph and Idol Eva, yeah, so they are getting second weapons. I didn't come up with something. I basically have a big list of ideas here, right? And it was just a bit too ambitious. So I was like, fuck it, let's just give them some new weapons. I don't know what that would be. No buffs, or I have no idea, but they did something. Sumire, yeah. I don't want to make it like, homing, obviously, because that would be extremely OP, but right now it's ridiculous. So somewhere in between there, I suppose, regarding the weapon skill there. Yeah, so this is another thing that's extremely annoying, in my opinion. So there's sort of like the thing with directional skills in this game. You have Astarte, which is locked to XY. You have Volcanic Core. Actually, I'm going to remove Astarte here, because there's another fix for that, but you get the idea. Volcanic Core, the frontal big cone thing. Equinox, of course, camels. You have Helios, the meteor. You have Amarok, you have Innocent, and I believe Perrin might have something like that, who kind of look like, what's it called? Camel. So how they work now is that they will basically face the direction where an enemy is standing nearest to you, but you may not want to face that direction. Yet it's going to do that, which is extremely annoying, because neither of these skills lock onto a specific enemy. They're like freely casted in a way, and it's extremely frustrating to have it happen in the wrong way. And I would prefer to have a toggle for that, so I can freely decide which way I want to do that in, which should be the way I'm facing and nothing else. Because let's say you have an enemy in front of you that stands 3 tiles away, but then there's a little fucker that comes from above and you're just gonna fire it right up there instead, while you have a pile of enemies, in front of you, which is not in front of you anymore because you're facing upwards. Yeah, you get the idea. There's that. And then there's just some blah blah that I left in, whatever. And here we have some other ideas. So, Eugene, motorcycle dash. When using your normal attack, Eugene will no longer dash when she is close to her targets. Indeed, we're moving that because that's annoying. And then there's going to be an extra skill that instead lets you do a little dash on demand. So you can sort of use it as a gap close or whatever, escape sort of thing. And dash range has been improved slightly, yeah, because it's kind of short now. So that's going to be nice for her movement. I was actually thinking of having something regarding her bullet going through walls as well, but I actually forgot about that now. Well, let me know what you think about that. Or maybe, hit scan bullet would be OP. But yeah, maybe bullets through walls could be nice actually. Kind of curve them. Bari. Swift spell bullet is now removed, yeah, so all normal attacks now fire and recharge at a 40% rate, so she's basically always gonna fire swift spell bullets, because that's just stupid how RNG and idiotic that is. So there's that. Then we have Future Knight, Princess Amulet, which is her extra skill, now has 2 charges instead of 1, but with a longer cooldown, so that's the shield, where she becomes immune to damage. Figure that could be pretty interesting to do. Remember that I did this as I was just I basically just scribbled down a bunch of ideas, so obviously percentages and everything isn't gonna be exactly what it maybe should have been as if this would happen, but it's sort of a guideline, I guess you could say. Then we have Crisel. The shield created now lasts until depleted. There was a her extra skill where you get the shield on the big purple thing, pink. And also her special ability. Those shields last for 5 seconds currently. We're going to remove that, so it's going to last until depleted instead. Astarte creates, so basically what happens here is that it's not going to be locked to the XY axis anymore. It's going to be able to fire it in any direction. And the lock-on range is going to be as long as the weapon skill itself. So that's going to maybe make her nicer for her, and I really miss playing her. Armada. I know people may not like this, but I do, because Marina is my favorite, and let's be honest, she has an HP buff, she needs to compete with Lan, and Lan, that's some big shoes to fit. So, yeah, I want her to work like Lyn, basically. You can run and fire away as you are running without having to stop to do the little animation where she puts the sword up, which would be awesome. Then we have Mayril. That's the weapon, not the hero. That's Bari's weapon. So, the first spell bullet can pass through walls, and she takes less damage while channeling the weapon skill. Why not? Horus is going to be a 360 area thing, same radius around LF, instead of the cone that we have now. So instead of, being like, I don't know how big that thing is, 60 degrees maybe? I don't even know. It's going to be all around them in this, that, or thing. Rattle. Instead of, so the additional magazine effect, where you can just spray out the whole thing, or like, that extra proc thing. Instead of that happening on the 4th or 5th bullet, which makes 0 sense, it's going to happen on the 2nd or 3rd. Because right now it's worth it to just fire 1 bullet and then just empty that shit and just ignore this stupid mechanic, because it just makes no sense. So yeah, there's that. Or even, maybe even 1st or 2nd would be even cooler, actually, because then maybe... Actually, yeah, 1st or 2nd, and that's not how it should be. It should be 1st. Let's go with 1st or 2nd. The reason I'm changing it, because then the AI can actually utilize this stuff as well, because that's obviously going to want to spam that thing and never be able to use it. So that would actually be pretty cool. Let's do 1st or 2nd. Sage Bead. Weapon skill range has been improved and projectiles can now pass through walls. Yes, finished that. Then we have the Reflect on Ogma. Once again, not sure about the number. Figured I'd double the cap now at least. It's 150k damage, I suppose that would be. Weapon level is 100. So now it's 300 instead. Like I said, I have no idea how this would... I'm thinking it should be, I don't know. It needs to be more anyways. Then we have Horus. Stop blinking. Thank you. Didn't I do that up there? What happened? Oh, right. So I was being... I just copied the whole thing because I needed more of those. We can do this now. It's gone. Chew. Okay. I don't want to fuck it up more. Let's just leave it up there. Anyways, elemental advantage. Yeah, as you know, I fucking hate this stupid thing. So it's 30%, now, and I want it to be 15 instead, and it should be 13.09, I believe, to be exactly 30% as advised, according to ChatGPT that I was using for the calculations for this. Very nice thing, by the way, just ask it anything. It's amazing what the time we live in. Anyways, so yeah, the relative difference, which I think is what we should actually look at, and not just a simple 30%, is the 85.7%, which is currently what we are looking at here, which is ridiculous. And then with the new system, the difference will be 35.39. So it's a little bit higher than 30%, but still closer to, what we may think it is, making it a lot less bullshit. So there's that. Korean voices for everyone. Yes, there is some stupid deal or what's it called, contract there, which should be flushed down into a toilet. And yeah, there we go. Korean voices for everything for global, of course. Awesome. Master Arena improvement. Yeah, so battle. The participation reward has been removed. Those participation rewards, which is 70 per week, it's 7 days and 10 per day, has been added into each reward tier. So, I can't remember what it is now, but you just add it into each tier. So you're not going to lose them. It's just that you're not going to get anything, so people stop tossing games. And then gems has been added, so it's just going to be the same as Arena on top of this. And there's also going to be a new token or currency called battle tokens, or whatever you want to name it. I couldn't come up with something smarter here, so went with that. And yeah, those come in different tiers. Damn, I can't spell. Different tiers, and can be used to buy various cosmetic items in the shop. So top 1 gives 1 top 1 token, top 2 gives 1 top 2 token, and so on. And then you can exchange them between each other as well. So you need 2 top 2 tokens to get 1 top 1 token, if that makes sense. Just to not make it as generic and just, otherwise it would just be a battle medal with a different name, Just figured that could be something, because we need more incentive to play this mode, because arguably this is the more prestigious of the two modes, except it's not, because not only is it easier to probably get the top 1 in, sort of, as well, because there's just less competition for it, because people don't give a shit about it, rightfully so, because it's just bad, because the queues are so long, because no one want to play it, because the rewards are bad, and then it just snowballs from there, you get the idea. So yeah, we need something there. New game mode, World Exploration rework, and dual system improvement. Okay, so dual system. The 14 run per week cap has been removed from co-op expedition. Players can now do as many runs as they want in order to obtain dust faster. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And then we have jewels are no longer attached to relics, but are instead inserted into a guardian amulet. And I am actually going to have to show you from the in-game here what I mean with that, because there is a little slot here that some of you may have noticed, which is right down here. You can see the black one there, the 8th one. That of course is not used for anything right now, but then we could use it for that. We're going to get back to the patch notes and have a look. So yeah, that's what I was thinking when we insert them into that amulet, or whatever you want to call it instead. So it's not bound to relics, because that's pretty stupid. So there's that. Yep. Guardians who purchased inlaying tickets will be refunded the full amount of co-op expedition coins spent. Yeah, because why not? I mean, I probably bought like a lot of them. But yeah. The new Guardian amulet can be accessed through hero equipment screen. Indeed, now occupies the 8th slot. Yeah, the amulet is permanently equipped to all heroes once obtained and cannot be removed, so you don't have to fiddle with that on each hero, because that's annoying. The new Guardian amulet has 3 sockets, which can be inlaid with 3 types of jewels. Mystic resistant jewel, that's the current one we have. Then there's going to be an attack one and an HP one. Attack and HP can be obtained in World Exploration. And before you're going to throw tomatoes at me, there is a solution for all this. Bear with me. World Exploration. The game mode has been completely reworked. World Exploration is now a roguelike survivor game mode, where more and more enemies will spawn the longer you survive. Survivor IO or Vampire Survivors, those kind of games. The more enemies you defeat, the more your friendship will increase with the particular hero you used. The longer you survive, harder enemies will spawn, and in turn drop better rewards and give more friendship points. When reaching the maximum friendship with a hero, the combat prowess of that hero will increase permanently. So this is sort of like a hero affinity system, whatever, next power creep, whatever you want to call it, right? And you are going to want to do this with all the heroes in the game as well, which means longevity of this mode is actually pretty damn long. I'm thinking like an hour or something of gameplay with one hero, because to max one, we have a lot of heroes, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Defeated enemies will drop various of dual dust, while bosses drop attack and HP duels, like the actual duels. Leveling up the duels works similar to the co-op expedition duels, but instead any percentage is accumulated and saved, so if you roll with a 95% chance and fail, you only need 5% more dust to complete the evolution, so it's a little bit different there, more linear and less bullshit, basically. Because I know everyone hates that system. That's the reason, by the way, I want to uncap the thing with 14 runs, so you can just hard farm it and do like 400 runs and be done with that, doing random runs. The reason I did that is because they probably had some idea that they wanted to have the system sort of like this, but that we can improve that instead of just changing the whole thing. So that's why I kind of leaned into what the devs currently wanted with that system. But now we have something new here, so I figured we can take the liberty to, do that change here. Hope that makes sense. The maximum level is the same. It's 15. Yeah, so those two. Then we have Coliseum improvements. Only 2 opponents at a time, like before, like it is now. Gem refresh has been removed. Refresh happens on wins or losses. And it works now like if you're attacking and you win 20 rating, as now. And when you lose 10 rating, like before. And of course your ticket. Defense, a defense win gives you 20, 10, and 0 from the same player that is, and that resets daily, so boosting is out the window. And then at the daily reset, you get 10 tickets like the raid. So instead, you can just fire away all of that stuff instead of having to wait for it. Because now it's sort of like if you want to try hard that thing, you want to wait up on Sunday night, and do that whole thing. And it's just inconvenient, honestly. Like, that's sort of why should the focus be on that? It's not a skill thing to sit up. Maybe you have work on the other day, but you happen to be the best player, but you're going to lose out on some point because you have to go to sleep. Like, that's not a good design, in my opinion. So now it's just like this instead. And this makes you're not going to do that at that point because then you can just wait and do it during the day instead. So I think that's going to be better. And of course, names are anonymous, or however the fuck you spell that. I forgot to add that. So yeah, you're not going to see who is who. Of course, you can figure it out with a bit of effort, but that's not the point. So there's that. Bug fixes. The UI inventory has been, so that's the worst. You probably have noticed, right? So you have here inventory. By the way, it's coming along here really nicely with all the MLB stuff. So as you can see here, everything of these unique items are done. That's pretty cool. But that's not why we're here. So down here, gauntlet, shield, claw. Then we go to the book. What do we see here? We see gauntlet, claw, shield, which should be the correct order in my opinion. You have the weapons and then you have the shield and an accessory. So yeah, fix that. In reality, it's probably a really annoying thing to fix, simply because it's probably going to ruin everyone's inventory if they try to fiddle with that, because, on paper it's a very simple thing to fix, so why isn't it fixed? Well, that might be why, but we can always hope. Kind of annoying. And yeah, then we have the invader. I'm kind of scared of floor 1000 that it's going to come down to some bullshit like that again, where the boss gets stuck in the wall, right? So we're just going to fix the wall bug, like fuck it. Then we have shield, HP recovery, and damage reduction rework. Shield no longer extends the HP bar, and instead reduces damage taken by 30% while active, sort of like a body armor and helmet in another game, take Counter-Strike or PUBG or whatever. So I don't know if 30% is the amount we want here, but, yeah. And when it's depleted, damage reduction effect is removed, and you can of course die with a shield on, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I don't know what the percentage should be. Maybe it should be higher, maybe it should be lower. No idea. That's not what I'm paid for. Actually, I'm not paid at all for this. So whoever are should figure that one out. But yeah, that's how I think the shield thing should be instead, because that's also going to reduce a lot of the bullshit from the MPT and Morian and those kind of things, and make it just better. Then we have HP recovery. That little stat that you maybe didn't even know existed because it's so bad on relics. Currently, well, it's based on a base HP of the heroes. It should instead be based on the actual HP, the max HP. So, it actually does something, just right now it doesn't. Then we have damage reduction, and that has, of course, a little stat that you may see here and there on items, which made a lot of sense when the game came out, but now we're obviously hyperinflated with stats and everything, so that doesn't make sense anymore to reduce 40 actual damage, because that's literally what happens. If you get hit for 100 damage and you have 40 damage reduction, you are going to be hit for 60 damage instead, except you're not, because we're not taking 100 damage anymore. It's like many thousands, so it does like nothing. So now we change that to PV damage reduction, ranges from 0.1 to 2% or whatever. Good. suitable for that. There's that. And then we have Expedition Co-op, and that is class skills, meteorite fall. The cast time has been removed, and the meteor will start falling once the button is pressed, and the guardian using it can continue attacking normally right after using it. So it's basically like Dolph, fire and forget. You press the thing, and then you can just keep doing it, because right now it's an actual DPS loss to use the meteor unless the boss is not, or your target is not there for whatever reason. It's, Pino, for example, when it's not there, he's about to come back, you can precast the meteor and hit him, sure, but using it as you're doing normal damage, it's actually the best loss, which makes no sense because melee doesn't have that issue. Granted, this is a big AoE ability, but I don't know, let's just have some fun, right? And let's remove stupid ideas. So there's that. Then you have those fire circles that you have to stand in co-op. I figured it could be cool if summons and tentacles could actually help there. Say you're playing Aura, you can put a tentacle in there and just remove it a little bit faster. It's not a big deal, it doesn't really actually matter, but I figured why not do it. Then we have Hall of Fame, which is a complete fucking joke, and that should be removed in its entirety, at least with how it's designed now. And instead of being first come, first served, who is luckiest, bullshit, etc., it should be speedruns. So whoever has the fastest clear time gets, up in that board, which could be pretty cool. Which of course would make it interesting for future as well, because now it's a one-time thing, and yeah, it's just a joke. Possibly the most or least prestigious one of all leaderboards we have in this game, even though there are a few that may fall into the same category. But yeah, achievements. But yeah, farm, villages. So you can right now have 4, which is a joke because there's 16 of them, so why not get all of them in there to make it look nicer? There's that. Then we have farm areas. A new farm area is being prepared. I don't know what that would be, but of course there is. Had a friend that helped me designing my farms. It looks really nice now. We can actually have a look. I'm getting off track again, but that doesn't matter. Take a look here. It looks really nice. I want to show it. But what I also saw while doing that is that there's of course 2 roads that are blocked. Look at this. It's super awesome now. Like, I just had everything in a big pile and it just looks horrible. Now it actually looks like something. So I have a little campsite over here, then there's a monument over there, there's some bells down here with a secret area down here, running. There's the portal because we don't need it anymore. And, then we have some... I just had to put this stuff here because it's just max, and then I can put the stuff there as I'm running to ranch, as I'm doing on my daily chore. And here is, of course... this stuff as well, so we can just enable everything. Did you, by the way, know that we can first of all build this snow globe, and there's a button on this side, so you can actually not activate it from this side, have to be on this side, then it lights up, and then we can take a ride on this thing as well. So that's awesome. I'm very uncreative when it comes to these things, so this is not my doing at all. It's a friend of mine that helped me, so I'm very grateful for that. I could never have come up with this, but yeah, it looks nice. And yeah, I guess we can take a... Yeah, that's awesome. Maybe I can make a thumbnail out of that, actually. I might. We'll see. Yeah, so it basically looks like that. Really nice. Let's get back to Heavenhold and get that nice music. Actually, I want the autolift music. I love the autolift music. Or even better. Should we do Dungeon Kingdom? Maybe. I love the Dungeon Kingdom music. Let's do that. Let's go to Dungeon Kingdom. Oh, it's the best. Don't mind my story percentage. It's been a little bit screwed because of reasons. Don't ask. Nah. So what happened is when my score on Hell 1-3 reset, they basically... I lost all my story progress. Not all my story progress, but I lost all the pieces and stuff you can see up here. So we're waiting for a solution. So I'm not gonna grab these down here because I actually have them already, or it's just a hassle. So yeah. Oh, I want that music. My favorite world, by the way, of season 1. Aside from 12, 11, and 10, of course. But 1 to 9. Anyways, let's get back to what we're actually coming here for, and yeah, get on with it. Fishing! Increased the chance to obtain special bait. Special bait can now be purchased in a fishing coin shop for 100 fish coins. So there's that. Yeah. I still need 3 closed fish max size, and that's just a hassle to get. I have not bothered with it at all. Kind of want to, but at the same time not, because it's just so horrible, and I'm kind of secretly hoping that they might do something like this, so I don't need to waste as much time, because it's ridiculous now. Then with the Raj, maximum number of monsters increased from 10 to 28, and the daily chore feed your monster or daily request, whatever. Feed your monster 1 time has been changed to feed or play with all your monsters, because if they do 28, we're not going to have a spot for a spare pet, which means we can't feed them. Well, it could actually feed an existing one, but kind of doesn't make sense, but you get what I mean. So, sort of to get that out so you can accumulate those. Of course, there's no plan to, what are we gonna do? Like the next, I mean, I have like 8,000 coins now, and I don't even know like what's gonna happen next time. Like it's just, forgotten content basically. But it is what it is. Then we have a Nier Automata collab preparation. I obviously don't have any means to do any illustration and come up with ideas for this, but this is just the basic of it. 3 new heroes. That's gonna be 9S, 2B, and 2A. A2, sorry. 9S will be free and be designed as a beginner-friendly hero. 2B has been designed to excel in PvE content, while A2 will be preferred for PvP content. Due to the constant complaints and with Lulleh at the helm, we didn't hold back when balancing the heroes, and the power will now resemble some of the stronger releases thus far. Something we will also take into account when releasing new future heroes as well, because it's fucking stupid to release a bad hero. Take Anna, for example. Horrible. Even got her own story. Still shit. Cool design even. Why even throw it in a bin like that? Same thing with these collab heroes. Like, some people might actually be super interested in them. I personally haven't been, because I have no idea what that is, but I have an idea what this is. Of course, who wouldn't want to play these characters and actually, for them to be good instead of useless, as we have seen with the collabs. So yeah, there's that. Guild raid. Boss elements will rotate more often than before. 2 new elements that has not been seen before will be introduced per raid, while 2 will remain original. Expect to see a little bit faster. Water, lava, slime, king, among others. So yeah, because if you look at that thing, some of them are just the same since forever, and it's kind of boring. So I mean, yeah. White Snow Skin, the one on KR that they have that we don't have that we want. We're gonna get it when we log in from this patch, because why not? Then there's that Expedition avatar. I figured if some sort of work has to be put in, which is 100 likes, and then you can get that avatar frame that they got on Korea. And for those who doesn't know, there was out of nowhere, there was a frame for co-op, and top 50 who had the most likes got this frame and no one else, and there was no warning at all, so Korea got angry, rightfully so, and then they gave it to everyone instead, but not to us, so there's that. And then there's a Eugene special costume, Cyber Unicorn Eugene. We might have some illustrations of that coming up, but there's that. And of course a weapon skin, Horn Katana. With that, I'm not gonna say more, but yeah, I love Eugene, and she needs like a really cool super costume. And basically this is what I had as an idea, like a, cyborg sort of thing, unicorn with lasers and cool stuff. Game Master tools, this is just some internal stuff. Game Masters have been given the ability to remove cheaters from leaderboards, and stricter enforcement is applied across all servers. So what basically this means is that we have assholes that like to cheat to obtain certain things, and this is obviously most prominent in modes like Expedition, where they just go in and one-shot the boss, and then they appear on top 1, while they are obviously extremely fucking shit at the game and should not be anywhere near any top rankings because they don't deserve it. Yet they are. And then they stay there because the GMs cannot remove that. It's the devs that have to remove it, and basically giving GMs the ability to fix that, because even if they get banned, they're still there, and because those are 2 entirely different things. Banning is just an access to the account, but the account is still doing its damage, so to speak. So there's that, and then we have server merges. The following servers will be merged together once the update goes live. Please, or the next update, just give them some, and I just tried to be realistic here. Please be patient as we prepare everything from tags and leaderboards with merged, and that's NA1 and NA2 becomes NA, and Asia1 and Asia2 becomes Asia. And then we of course have the OC server as well, which isn't very populated. I think it's one of the lowest raid score servers, if not the lowest, I'm sure. Either way, they obviously need some salvation too. Not really sure what to do with that one. Maybe put them into Asian servers. I have no idea. But there's that anyways. And then we have Kakao Games taking over the Asia service as well. And as you know, Gloho has been doing support here, if that's what you can call it. I wouldn't put that label on it because it's everything but. And yeah, all ban appeals will be looked into as soon as possible, and wrongfully banned accounts will become available to play again, alongside a compensation for all the affected accounts. Depending on severity, our deepest apologies for the affected guardians, because that support is among the worst I've ever seen, and they seem to give zero fucks about the players or anything, and just, yeah, are extremely fucking dumb. So I'm very glad I'm playing on Europe, because I can tell that the Kakao support of things is amazing, at least to me. I've heard some different experiences, but to me, they're awesome. So of course I wish that everyone had that, and I've seen all the horrible horror stories over on Asia servers about what happened. So that's definitely something that would be good. I think the reason they hired a different one is because of the language barrier and everything. Because it doesn't make sense to have English support when everyone doesn't, or like most, maybe like a lot of people don't speak English. So that might be why. I have no idea though. I mean, just translators now anyway, so I don't know. Just a theory. And then we have packages. Cyber Unicorn Eugene, indeed, 30 euros there. And then you get the Eugene, you get the Horn Katana weapon skin, and the summon controllers as well. I threw those in there. Then we have an ad skip package, which I think is definitely overdue now, which is another $30. And then you can now skip ads. And that's a permanent thing, by the way. And, so when you're going to do whatever, like when there's those ad things and you click on that, you just get the reward right away instead. Much nicer. And of course, there's some option change and lockstones there. And then there's another thing for the new mode, where the World Exploration Super Package, and that's 50 euros, and then you get two X2 Friendship Point Boost permanent. Yeah, it looks a little bit stupid now. I just realized, because now it looks like you get two of these. That's not what I want. I want 100%, basically double the points. So instead of taking an hour to max one here on average, it takes 30 minutes, for example. And then you get a jewel of each type as well, and some real dust there. So that's nice. Of course, that would be a different dust to our current one. It could be, I don't know, we can call her something. Then we have Option Change Package Galore Edition, which, just gonna say, it's a fuckload of that without any bullshit. Well, there are these, I don't know what they're called. I figured someone might want them, so that could be a little bonus. Are they called Awakening Stone boxes? I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, those. I could check now, but I kind of enjoy the music. So then we have just some. I thought, why have some? Why not have some free? Maybe not Christmas events, but free summon events. We can actually do Lulleh summon events here just for fun, as I can. And then we have Event Gem Shop, because why not? And then you have the Laser Unicorn, and there's also a new monument here called Key Through the Pillar. And that is a monument which features a new NPC called Emax, as seen here, pulling a key out through a pillar and then running off with it. Those who understand that reference, there's gonna be a few of you naughty ones that indeed know what that means. And Emax is a friend of mine. I'll leave that there, I guess. Which might have been involved in certain things. It was a blast. And yeah, now the story is ruined. Rainbow Road, figured that's a nice homage to Mario Kart, of course. Something with the Eugene super costume skin, whatever theme. Then I just left these two in there, and then there is various items here. Yeah, festival coins. Wait, what? Yeah, okay, it's just the same thing there. And yeah, I had to remove all the pictures, of course, because they didn't really work at all. And yeah, so there's that. So yeah, I could only keep a few pictures in here. That's update. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe one day. I don't know. Maybe not. Are we gonna say that? Would be nice with some of it. And yeah, that's what I have now. So like I said, remember the party codes. Get those, or make yourself eligible. And of course, let me know what you thought about this. If you have any ideas of your own, or whatever, we can only do so much. I mean, I've tried everything really. I have I made a podcast series, how to improve the game. I have made various suggestions, both of, officially and under the table, or whatever you want to call it, directly to the CMs. And I also applied for the executive director of Garden Tales spot, actually, the job position. Because I figured I can't buy the company, nor can I buy the right for the game, so I figured that might be the third best option to make them listen, because obviously the other things have not helped. And now we're doing a fourth thing, or more like a eighth thing, but yeah. So there's that. I mean, I had a blast, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I love the game, so why not? It was fun. There's that. Anyways, take care. Hope you're gonna have an amazing new year. Or rather, I mean, not New Year's Eve, that was yesterday, but you know, I hope that 2025 will be a nice year to all of you. And yeah, I'll see you next time. And bye bye.